Welcome to a new episode of Holy. Today I wanted to sit down, do my makeup, catch up with you a little, and talk about my honest feelings about turning 30 in a week. I am also going to be trying out a lot of new makeup products. So grab yourself something to drink and let's do our makeup together. I always like to start off with something that is going to hydrate my lips. So I have the Huda Beauty Faux Filler Jelly Oil. I was gonna say lip and jelly at the same time, and this one is in Juicy Peach. As you can tell, I'm out. It's the beginning of the video. Clearly I'm struggling. I'm almost out of it. So I'm turning 30. Also, Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream as my moisturizer for today. And first, what am I trying to say? There's one thing about me when it comes to when I start off my videos, I'm always a little, it takes me a little while to get into it. I think it started when I was 27. I think it usually does start when you're 27. That's when you're starting to realize I am going to be 30 in literally a couple of years. I started off being freaked out about turning 30. It did scare me, but it didn't scare me as much as now looking back, I thought it would scare me. I think it's because I knew I was getting married. Did I know at 27? Yes, because I got married at 28. I already knew that I was getting married. I think I was I engaged? Wait, me and timelines, we sometimes were not really on the same line. I was already engaged. No, I was not. No, I wasn't engaged when I turned 27, but I got engaged a month after turning 27, and I already knew it was happening at 27. And I did put a lot of importance on being married before having children. It was always one of the things that I wanted ever since I was really young. I didn't think a lot about what my wedding would be like, but I did think a lot about wanting to be married. I didn't really think necessarily about what it would mean to be married, but I just wanted to be married. I gotta be honest, I wanted to be married. I was 16 looking for a husband. I wanna lie and say 18, but it's not true. I am going to try out these She Glam full coverage foundation balms. They have samples on their website, and I really need a new foundation. Nothing is looking good on me right now that I have. And because I'm kind of in between shades right now, because I will be tan in the next couple of months. So I was I'm not gonna buy a 50-euro foundation right now. I really want to get the NARS foundation, the new one. I'm just gonna get a cheaper foundation because that makes sense. So I have a bunch of samples. They're 60 cents each. So this is butterscotch on me. I think it looks light, but it does look like it could be concealer. So I like the sound of that. However, I also bought a concealer. So we'll be trying this one out too. Okay, let's see. Ooh, very creamy. Not bad. Then the shade, yeah, see? They're so creamy. I really like that. Yeah, girl. Nope, gotta go. From She Glam, I also decided to get a Brows On Demand 2-in-1 brow pencil, and I got it in the color Espresso. I don't think I've had a liquid brow pen in years, so I wanted to try this one. This is what this looks like. And then on this side right here, I actually already used this side. Really liked it, loved the color. So let's do the brows real quick. I really thought that it would be nice to have a brow pen that just fills up my eyebrows a little and that it doesn't look as painted on. Still kind of enjoy that though, if I'm being honest. I just fill in my brows how I have been doing it for the past 10 years, and I want to try something different. I thought it was going to be a little more liquidy, but I guess that if it's even more liquidy, then you can make more mistakes. It does feel weird. My brow is actually getting filled, but it doesn't look like I painted my brow on. And I like that. I don't know why it took me so long to try something like this. Yeah, I like it. It looks so natural. I feel like this is a quick, everyday brow. even though it takes a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it's nice. I'm gonna take a little brush like this one, and then I'm actually, for like the natural of it all, going to take the exact same color that I'm going to use as my foundation. So Caramel from Grwm, their full coverage foundation balm, just so that I can clean up the brows a little. I don't put any type of concealer or primer or anything on my eyelids before I start putting on my eyeshadow. When it comes to my soft glam looks, I just really love for it to look not natural, but just like soft. There's this thing, like I remember back in the day, maybe not even that long ago, I want to say like 2 years ago, my mom always, when I used to do her, or when I would do her makeup when I'm at their house in Amsterdam, she would always be like, oh, can you do a little eyeshadow? Like, I want shimmer, I want this, I want that. And I used to be like, girl, like it's during the day, like just do a little bronzer and done. I have become my mother. Right now, it doesn't matter where I'm going. If I'm doing my makeup, I'm gonna do a little eyebrow, a little glitter, a little eyeshadow, just to like whimsify the day, like romanticize it, make it special, and I don't know, I just love it. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. And yes, I did give you a hard time sometimes when it came to glitter during the day. No, I glitter during the day. I love it. I'm gonna use this new Huda Beauty blush filter palette. These are actually blushes. However, I want to use these as eyeshadows because the colors just yum, so delicious. This is a new release. I just received this in the mail 2 days ago, and then I also received a new Lancome eyeshadow, and I got that together with, it's like watch PR makeup girl. I got that together with this Lancome mascara. This is their new Lash Idole Curl Goddess. Love this. I'm gonna show you the difference in a little bit. You're gonna be shocked. I showed it to my mom. We were in Amsterdam a couple of days ago, and I was like, Mom, you gotta see the difference. It looks so good. I'm gonna take a little fluffy brush, and I'm gonna start with this one right here. It's more like a brownish color. Ooh, very powdery. Good to know. And we're gonna add that into the crease. Ooh, pretty. So yes, like I was saying, I always knew that I wanted to be married. So when my, oh my gosh, I am turning 30 phase started, I didn't really feel that anxious about turning 30 because I feel like I was heading into the right direction. Let me just put it that way. However, when I started to notice that things in my career were not going the way that I wanted them to, that's when I started to freak out. But that happened at 28, once I got married and we moved into this house that we're living at right now, and I lost my job. Or I didn't really lose my job. I quit my job, but I quit my job thinking that I was gonna get a new job really fast. And then I didn't get a new job really fast. I was unemployed for over 8 months. And as you can imagine, that really freaked me out. I feel like I added a bit too much now. I feel like it is way too much. Ooh, girl. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, no. So just so you know, the blushes are extremely pigmented. Don't pick up too much of it like I just did. Okay, we're gonna try that again. And then I'm gonna take a little dot now. Not too much. Okay, so you really don't need a lot of this. I have to remember that for when I'm putting on my blush. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of this one and add that into the crease as well, just to kind of blend. I'm thinking I'm gonna take this color right here and add some of it to the outer corner first. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this shimmery shade. Let's see what it's giving, because it's supposed to be a highlighter. Oh, it is really pretty, but I don't know if I would use this as a highlight on myself. But it is really, really pretty. I think I'm gonna put it all over my lid first. I'm gonna take a clean brush just so that I don't mix the shades. I'm gonna take that Lancome Ooh, this is chunky. Okay, seeing that this is chunky, we're just gonna put it on top of it. I'm gonna just put it all over the beginning of the eyelid. That looks really pretty. Yes, really pretty. See, that gives a little sparkle to the eyelid. I like that. Now, I could go now and darken the look up by adding a darker eyeshadow into the outer corner of my eye. However, I like the idea of having it be just a little lighter, very spring vibes, you know, nothing too much. So I'm gonna actually leave it this way. Kind of blend out the transition color just to make sure it's all blended nicely. There's not too many sparkles in that area because I don't really want sparkles there. Yeah, like I feel like this is soft glam and I like this. I love this. This is me. I'm gonna take the Lancome Lash Idol Curl Goddess mascara. I'm gonna show you the difference. So good. Look at the difference. Do you see that? Doesn't that look insane? Like insanely good? So amazing. This thing, so good. If you need a new mascara and you're willing to spend money on mascara, try this out. I think you're gonna love it. I have a very big hormonal pimple happening on my forehead, so I really want to cover that up nicely, and I hope that this foundation is going to do just that. I'm going to use a flat foundation brush. But yes, I was unemployed for 8 months. I was still unemployed when I turned 29. So you can imagine that I turned 29 and I'm freaking out because what is my life and what's going on and how is it going to get better from here? I mean, not really. I'm being a little dramatic, but I did have some days, some days where I thought it just was not going to get any better because the amount of job rejections that I received, and not just rejections like they read my cover letter and you get rejected, being in the interview process and being in it for, I mean, you were there. If you watched season 1 of Richly Married, like you were there. Job interview on job on job interview on job interview and still getting rejected is crazy. Now, I do feel like there was a reason for everything. I have a really cool job now that I really enjoy, but when I was going through it, it was no fun whatsoever. Another thing that was kind of part of my like, oh my gosh, I'm turning 30, was when I found out that I have adenomyosis and fibroids. I found out at 28. I have to think. Yes, I was 28 when I found out. So like that time period, if you are either 27 or 28, 29, let's say you've been 27, right? Let me know in the comments if that is also something you experienced, that everything or all the feelings of turning 30 started to come up at 27, because I feel like that is that pivotal age that actually starts to happen. Do I feel like it covers up nicely? It's a nice medium coverage. Would I say full coverage? No. And then together with my adenomyosis diagnosis, of course, came a lot of questions about fertility and a lot of freaking out about it, because when I found out at 28, well, even still now, but especially at 28, I was not ready to be a mommy. Like, not at all. And then with me finding out that I wasn't gonna have a job, it definitely was not time to even start thinking about kids. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still not really thinking about them. I have this thing, and I think it gets even scarier once you turn the age of 30 and you know that you want to have kids. You feel like you don't have time to not want them yet. And I know it's not true, but it's a feeling. It's just like a feeling that you get, like, I just don't have enough time, right? And the more people that I talk to, the more people that, you know, like I just open up with, they keep saying like, oh, but you're so young. And it's like, yeah, I am, but like, am I? Am I young enough to have kids and wait for another 5 years, for example? Because if I wait 5 years and my kid turns 10 in 10 years, I'm gonna be 45. And that's the first kid. And I want 3 kids. So like, it does not feel like I have enough time at all. And that is very stressful. So fertility is something that you start to think about more seriously, but also that just, it takes on a whole different meaning. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I will sit down and watch a show that I used to watch all the time as a teenager. I am a rewatcher. Like, I rewatch every single show that I've loved. And it doesn't matter how many times I've watched it, I will watch it over and over and over again. And I started to notice that while watching the shows, I would start thinking in the perspective of the parents. And some people might say like, oh, that means that you're ready to have kids. I still don't feel ready. But those like little details, right? Like those are little things that I'll notice where it's like, I am old. I'm not old. I am at that point in my life where I am going to have kids soon. Like, I am going to have kids in this decade, and that's crazy to me. I want it. Don't get me wrong. I definitely want to have kids. I just don't feel ready right now. And that's another thing that's on my mind. Girl, there's a lot of things that's been on my mind, and not in a like freaking out way. Like, I'm not scared about it at the moment. I might be a different story in the next couple of weeks, but I'm not scared about it at the moment. It's just a lot of things to think about. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Light Tantour. This is a cream bronzer. I heard that they actually discontinued this, which is very sad because I really love this product. It's so good. Do just a little bit here. And then a little on the side as well. I feel scared that me having kids would result in me not being able to live out my life in my fullest potential. I know that I am talented and that I can achieve a lot if the right opportunity and like the people around me help me out, because I can't do it by myself. But I know that there's just so much that I could do with my life, and I fear at the moment, we're getting a little extra vulnerable, but I fear that having kids right now would result in me not being able to live in my full potential. And that's another reason why I'm a little more freaked out about this whole not having time situation. But then at the same time, I've been seeing a lot of women online. One specifically, a little shout out to Priscilla. I don't think she watches the videos, but she is a producer at Elle magazine here in the Netherlands, and she shares her life being a mom. She's pregnant now with another baby, and she's on maternity leave, and she just shows her life also on TikTok and on Instagram. She shows her life doing these really cool, extravagant things while still being a mom. So like those little things make me think like, okay, I could do both, right? But like, can I actually? I feel a little bit as if not that I wasted my 20s, but like if I just did it a little different, then maybe now I could have been like, okay, I've done everything that I wanted to do. Now we could go on and like, let's have these children. But at the same time, God knows exactly what he's doing and his reason for everything, and he's gonna work it out. He has a plan, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, that's me and my little crash out. We're gonna try out the new blush filters from the same Strawberry Latte collection. I just really want to try out this one. There's two. There's a very like rich berry color like this, and then there's also Strawberry Latte that's not as rich but very like soft pink. Oh, also new applicator. I forgot to mention that. I had no issue whatsoever with the old applicator that looked like this. Let me put my hand in front of it, influencer style. I just remembered we need to do concealer first. Or at least we don't need to. I choose to. This is just how I like to do it. This is the She Glam Like Magic Hydrating Concealer in the color Caramel. It has a natural finish. This is what the applicator looks like. I do like this kind of applicator. It's nice and thin. Let's see if I also like the formula, because that's also important. Okay, this is not bad either. The light is so off. I hate doing this, but I am going to do it still. It was not plugged in. 1 second. Anyways, we're gonna continue. I'm actually going to put on my concealer like how I used to back in the day. I actually stopped doing it because I didn't like the way that it made my forehead look so like textured, which is another thing. Getting closer to 30, my skin has changed so much. It's so dry now. And I also bought a new concealer brush. Do I need a new concealer brush? No. Did I want to buy a new concealer brush? Yes. I just feel like this looks so like interesting, right? I do not need it. It blends nicely. And I feel like it blends out a lot of concealer at the same time because it's so wide. I like that too. Ooh, I think I have a new favorite concealer brush. Also really like the concealer. I love the way that it blends out. Yes, it looks nice. I think I put on a bit much. I didn't need this much of it. They were not lying when they said hydrating. This is nice. And it's not expensive either. Also, I bought this with my own money, just in case you didn't know. I didn't buy everything with my own money. Like Huda Beauty, did not buy that with my own money. Lancome, did not buy that with my own money. Shein, She Glam, I bought that with my own money. I love this. Okay, let's see how it covers the pimples. Because the foundation, it did not cover the pimples like how I wanted it to. I definitely think I put way too much on. A little crazy, but it's nicely blended. I'm gonna do the same over here. Now what I'm really excited about when it comes to turning 30 is the same thing that I am, not the same thing that I'm fearing, but one of the things that we just talked about that is kind of one of my, like the top things on my brain is having kids. That's one. I'm excited for us to start a family. Also, I'm using this one. It feels kind of weird to use. Ooh, it's bright. Ooh, I don't know if I like how bright it is. Wait. Oh, it's very, very bright. I did not think it would be this bright on as well. Another thing I'm really excited about is just finally knowing a bit more of what I'm doing, because oh girl, the 20s. I did not know what I was doing. Even though I did some really cool things, like even if I think about or like reminisce a little about me having my other channel and working with all these really cool brands, I know now how not to get abused financially. And I have these brands play in my face. Girl, if I tell you, maybe we should do another one of these holy episodes and talk about things that I've learned career-wise when it comes to like influencer career, content creator career, because that would also be fun. If you do want to see that, please let me know in the comments. Leave questions too so that I know kind of what you would like to see. I think I should build it up a little more. I think I put on a bit too much, but it's not bad. It's just, to me, what I'm thinking is blush blindness, because I feel like it looks like a lot. I'm gonna take the Cherry Peach Easy Bake Duo from Huda Beauty as my, why am I tapping? That one's so automatic. You gotta hurry this up, girl, because I've been talking for over an hour. HUDA Caramel Bronzer from Benefit. I'm gonna add just a little bit of bronzer. Not a lot. I'm gonna like wipe off the excess a little. I want to try this one. I'm gonna play it a little safe. I'm gonna try this color, see what this is like. Oh, really pretty, but it's a lot. I feel like it's too pigmented for my liking. If you're like me, then some people love a lot of blush. I like a more like natural, like blushing from within look. You just need one dot or like one little tap on it. You don't need a lot at all. I'm gonna take this like this, one more, and put it a bit more like on the high points, just to have a bit of highlight vibe. Ooh, that is really pretty. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I love it as an eyeshadow, but it also is very pretty. It has like some gold specks in it. Girl, there's literally so much more that we can talk about when it comes to turning 30. Last but not least, I really want to try the new Huda Beauty concealers or lip concealers. They're lip glosses and they're supposed to kind of bring back concealer lips. See, it's a very like natural color. I'm gonna take the medium tan tour and apply this as a lip liner. Okay, let's try a mid sealer. Not bad. I feel like a lot of the lip glosses that I have are either like pink toned or more like red toned. This is like a true nude and I really like that. It also doesn't show up like a dramatic nude, but it also doesn't show up like just a clear gloss, you know? Yeah, I like this. This is like really pretty. A little bit of Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. That was it for my makeup. I love the way that it turned out. A little bit too much on the blush, but I like it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. There's obviously a lot of things about turning 30 that have been on my mind. I'm turning 30 in a week from now. If you have any questions, if you would love to see more of these, I'd love to sit with you again and just chit chat about any and everything that's going on in my mind. Maybe next time we could talk a little bit more about my adenomyosis. If you want to know something about it right now and you want to watch another one of my videos, you can actually check out the Richly Married series, and in there I actually take you through experiencing finding out that I have adenomyosis and then like my thoughts throughout the weeks and months leading up or after that. That is also in the series. But if you have any questions, if you have any topics, things you would want to talk about, obviously I am always trying new makeup. I am always in the mood to try new makeup looks. So I would love to sit down here and just continue, you know, chatting with you and spending time with you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. I wanted to try one of those pencils, not pencils, but like, yeah, like a liquid pencil, not pencil, like a liquid brow pen.